rapper Takeoff, best known for being a member of the Grammy Award-winning group Migos, has died.
Takeoff's death was a devastating blow to the hip-hop community. He was seen as the glue that held the Migos together. Rumors of tension between Offset and Quavo had been circulating for a while, but things reached their peak after Takeoff's passing, when Quavo officially confirmed that Migos was over. Let's break down why Offset and Quavo's relationship soured and how the group's breakup unfolded. To understand the tension, we have to go back to events that happened before Takeoff's tragic death. Rumors of a rift among the Migos had already been making rounds months earlier. The group, made up of Quavo, his nephew Takeoff, and their cousin Offset, had started showing cracks that fans couldn't ignore. Signs of trouble began in May 2022 when Offset tweeted, "I perform better when I'm counted out." At first, fans didn't think much of it, but shortly after, Quavo and Takeoff posted a throwback-style video on Instagram, recreating a childhood picture of the two of them. The post was used to promote their new single, Hotel Lobby. Fans immediately noticed one thing Offset was missing. This wasn't the first time all three weren't featured together on a track. Back in 2016, Quavo and Offset teamed up with Lil Uzi Vert on the hit Bad and Bougie. Even though Takeoff didn't have a verse, he was still present in the video. But with Hotel Lobby, the single was credited only to Quavo and Takeoff, and Offset was nowhere to be seen. Fans reacted differently to the situation. Some said, "This is fire, but I wish Offset had a verse on it." Others argued, "Honestly, Offset wouldn't fit on this beat. It feels more suited for Takeoff, and Quavo killed it too." Still, the bigger question remained, was there real tension among the trio? Speculation grew stronger when fans noticed Offset had unfollowed Quavo and Takeoff on Instagram. Soon after, Cardi B, Offset's wife, also unfollowed them. In response, Quavo unfollowed Offset and Cardi. Takeoff, however, didn't unfollow anyone and seemed to remain neutral in whatever was unfolding behind the scenes. Some fans thought the drama was staged. "I wonder if this is really beef or just a publicity stunt," one person commented. Others believed Offset was gearing up to go solo. "Feels like it's just publicity for his first solo run." Things heated up even more when Quavo was ambushed by paparazzi at Los Angeles airport later that May. In a video posted by TMZ, a cameraman asked Quavo directly what was going on with the group. Quavo, however, stayed silent and walked away without giving answers.
A lot of people concerned the band's breaking up, right? Anything you can say?
No.
The following month, breakup rumors gained even more momentum after the trio suddenly pulled out of their scheduled performance at the Governor's Ball in New York. The festival released a statement on Twitter saying, "Due to circumstances out of our control, Migos will no longer be performing." According to TMZ, the reason given was that Quavo was busy filming a movie and the group couldn't work around his schedule. But for fans, this explanation was shocking. The Governor's Ball is one of the biggest festivals in the country, and artists almost never cancel. Naturally, fans started speculating. One person tweeted, "Gov Ball just confirmed the Migos breakup." By this point, it was clear that something serious was happening behind the scenes. In the music industry, it's not unusual for artists to stir up rumors in order to build hype for upcoming projects. But canceling shows and losing money in the process is a whole different story. Many fans simply didn't buy the excuse that Quavo was busy shooting a movie. After all, Offset and Takeoff could have still performed without him. Since the three were family, many people assumed they'd never let disagreements come between them. But reality started to set in. Maybe the iconic trio really had broken up. Rumors swirled that Offset had actually been pushed out of the group by Quavo and Takeoff. So what could have caused all of this? According to people close to the situation and whispers in the industry, a woman may have been at the center of the Migos split. That's when the cheating rumors began.
The Migos, like, they broke up, man. What y'all think about the Migos?
It's not unusual for men to fall out over women. Jealousy and betrayal have ended countless friendships. But was that the case with the Migos? Rumors quickly spread that the real source of tension between Quavo and Offset was Offset allegedly having a fling with Saweetie, Quavo's ex. The first evidence surfaced in Quavo's track Messy, where he rapped, "I said, Karsha, please, cause she too messy. My dog behind my back, but I isn't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should just said it, we would have blessed it. Now I got messages." In the opening bar, Quavo seemed to reference Saweetie's appearance on Young Miami's podcast, Karsha, Please. Many fans took the rest of the verse as a thinly veiled shot at Offset. Urban Islands later reported that someone claiming to be Nicki Minaj's stylist also alleged Offset had been intimate with Saweetie. Meanwhile, Cardi B chose not to directly entertain the rumor. On the Jason Lee show, she explained her silence. silence. I was quiet because one thing I'm gonna do is find out the truth. I was in and out, finding out what really happened. And once I knew, I decided not to entertain it because the more you feed into it, the longer it goes. At the end of the day, I know what's going on in my house. Still, fans wouldn't let it go. They continued to flood her with accusations and demands for answers. Eventually, Cardi broke her silence on Twitter, responding to a user who accused her of lying about Offset's rumored affair with Saweetie. She fired back, "No, baby, you lying. You making up crazy stories, putting female rappers in it with no receipts. No blog ever even reported this. All of a sudden, you get out of jail 5 days ago, and in 2 hours, you come up with this lie with no proof." But Cardi's defense only seemed to add fuel to the fire. The rumor picked up traction on social media, and popular platforms began dissecting the story. On the We in Miami podcast, the topic was debated in depth, with rapper Travis Porter even claiming outright that the Migos had broken up over a woman.
Migos, like they broke up, man. What y'all think about that Migos?
What? What you say?
He said it was over. What?
It was over.
Always over. Oh my God.
What girl was it over? Cardi?
I don't know. It's always over. Get killed by breakup about.
Cardi B seemed to add even more fuel to the fire when fresh rumors surfaced, claiming she had tried to sabotage Saweetie's career. At the time, Saweetie was set to collaborate with Glorilla on the remix of the viral hit FNF. Saweetie even teased fans by posting a behind-the-scenes clip on Instagram, showing her and Glorilla shooting the music video. But when the remix dropped, Saweetie's verse was nowhere to be found. Even more suspicious, the music video never got released. That's when whispers began spreading online. Some fans speculated that Cardi B had intervened behind the scenes, allegedly having Saweetie's verse scrapped from the track. One Twitter user claimed Saweetie slept with Offset, and that's why she was removed from the FNF remix. Cardi told the label she wouldn't work with Glorilla if Saweetie was on it, so they scrapped the verse and the video. That's why she's been subbing other rap girls online ever since. However, Glorilla herself came forward immediately after the remix dropped, showing nothing but love for Saweetie. In a heartfelt statement, she said, "I want to thank my good sis Saweetie so much. She was the first person to reach out when FNF blew up. When I met her, I was shocked. She's one of the girls I used to watch on Instagram because she's so pretty. From the jump, she treated me like royalty, like I was her little sister. The vibes were so genuine and sweet. My last day with her was sad because we didn't want to say goodbye. I gained a sister for life. Saweetie, you're beautiful inside and out. Thank you so much again. Love you, sis." Despite Glorilla's kind words, the narrative online still painted Saweetie as the wedge that divided Migos. But some industry voices had a different take. Rapper Fredro Starr, during an interview on Vlad TV with Shirley Jew, argued that Cardi B, not Saweetie, was to blame. He explained that Offset couldn't move the same way as Quavo and Takeoff because he had a wife and kids. On top of that, Cardi's success had given her more financial power than Offset himself. Fredro said everybody knew this was going to happen. Offset's in a relationship, he's got kids, and he spends more time with her than with them. He's going one way, they're going another, and she's got the bigger bag. As the cheating rumors continued to swirl, Quavo and Takeoff finally addressed the situation. In an interview on the Big Facts podcast, they confirmed the inevitable: the Migos were finished. When asked why they released an album without Offset, Quavo gave his answer: "I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo."
I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we just came from a loyal family, you know what I'm saying? Shit that's supposed to stick together. And, you know, sometimes when shit don't work out, it ain't meant to be.
Takeoff added that only time would tell, and reminded everyone that at the end of the day, they were still family. However, Quavo revealed that the legendary trio fell apart because of a lack of loyalty from certain members, clearly pointing the finger at Offset.
So we just stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time.
Although Quavo never mentioned anything about a woman, fans had plenty to say after news of the Migos breakup. One fan expressed his frustration, writing, "Sounds like a lot of pillow talking between Offset and Cardi B, but to Offset, regardless if that's your wife, your brothers are gonna be there no matter what. Y'all need to work that out. Honestly, I'm ashamed of Offset for turning on his brothers for a woman who probably wouldn't have even given him a chance if he wasn't who he was. You need to think about that. Regardless if she's your wife or not, take 2 or 3 best friends, give one of them a woman, and soon enough you'll see a breakup. That's how how it goes. One of two things happened. Either the woman told him the truth or she told him lies. And those are the two most dangerous things on earth: money and women. Meanwhile, Quavo and Takeoff, now officially moving as a duo, didn't directly address the Migos split again. But in the days and weeks that followed, they dropped subtle hints that they preferred working with each other, and even threw indirect shots at Offset and Cardi. During an appearance on the Rap Radar podcast, the two were asked how their creative process had changed since becoming a duo. Takeoff explained that their chemistry had been there from the very beginning.
We're bouncing off each other, like, I mean, it's just the chemistry. It's been there since day one.
As if proving they were just fine without Offset wasn't enough, the new duo took things a step further by appearing on an episode of Drink Champs, where even more controversy erupted. The interview had people talking after Quavo and Takeoff were asked a question that stirred the pot. They ranked Nicki Minaj above their former groupmate's wife, Cardi B.
Nicki or Cardi B?
This is mad. I'm taking a shot. I'm sinister.
I'm gonna say Nicki.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say the same thing.
The two were clearly still trying to get under Offset and Cardi's skin, and it seemed to work. Cardi jumped on Instagram and posted the phrase, "stand on it." At first glance, this might not have seemed like much, but once you understood the history of that phrase, it was clear Cardi was taking a shot at Quavo. After Saweetie and Quavo split, Saweetie had a brief fling with Lil Baby. Quavo reacted to their relationship on Instagram, posting, "Ain't no trippin', we can swap it out." Lil Baby fired back with, "I don't want you, we can't swap out." Guess the name of the song? Stand on It. The drama was now getting messy. Offset remained silent, but Quavo's actions didn't go unnoticed. His lyrics and interview comments only seemed to deepen the divide, fueling speculation that Offset's resentment toward him was growing stronger. Still, one question lingered. Would the family ever reconcile and return as a group? That question was answered a month later in the worst way possible, when Takeoff was shot and killed. On November 1st, 2022, Quavo and Takeoff attended a private party at 810 Billiards and Bowling in the Green Street Commercial Complex in Houston, Texas. Around 40 people were gathered outside the venue after the party ended at about 1 a.m. when gunfire erupted. Takeoff was struck multiple times in the head and torso. A nurse who lived nearby rushed to the scene, but by the time she arrived, it was too late. Takeoff had already died in Quavo's arms as he cried out for help. The Houston Police Department later confirmed that Takeoff was not the intended target. Quality Control, the group's label, echoed the same in a statement, revealing that he had been killed by a stray bullet. At first glance, it looked like a tragic accident. After all, Takeoff was known as the quiet one who stayed out of drama. He had no public beefs, and unlike Quavo and Offset, he hadn't unfollowed anyone during the group's turmoil. It seemed clear he was caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, but closer inspection suggested that Quavo may have played an indirect role in the events that led to his nephew's death. Early reports claimed Quavo had been gambling in a dice game that night, but police later clarified that he was only watching. Takeoff stood a few feet behind him, keeping to himself. According to witnesses, a man approached Quavo, mocking his basketball skills from a recent celebrity game. Words were exchanged, and the situation escalated. Quavo turned to walk away toward Takeoff when the man swung at him and missed. Seeing his uncle in danger, Takeoff stepped forward to defend him. At that moment, shots rang out. Fans online were impressed with Cardi's handling of the situation. One user commented, "As heartbreaking as this season has been, I'm glad Cardi was able to put them both in their place and walk away from the cameras, instead of giving them what they wanted." Another added, "Love how Cardi handled them and acknowledged they were both wrong." The way she gracefully shut down the journalists from getting the inside scoop was a top-tier response. Quavo, however, never addressed the incident, which only fueled more discussion among fans. Some criticized his silence, with one writing, "I'm not liking Quavo's actions in this whole situation. He still hasn't spoken about it, and it's like, what are you hiding? Do you want justice or payback?" Offset and Cardi are the only two who really expressed their feelings and hurt. "I'm really disappointed in Quavo. We as fans want to know the truth because it's getting too messy, and he's starting to look like the bad guy for real. For real." Another fan bluntly claimed, "Quavo was the guilty one in this situation, and he's just trying to deflect." Even though Offset publicly denied that a fight happened, the leaked audio told a different story. And while no one knows the full truth, many believe this could be one of the reasons why Offset still carries so much resentment toward Quavo. The Migos had been in the industry for more than 15 years, and though fans would love to see Quavo and Offset reunite, it's becoming clear that the Migos era is over. Rap history shows this isn't unusual. Groups rarely last forever. From Onyx to Outkast, countless legendary duos and collectives have eventually gone their separate ways. Quavo himself confirmed this in his single Greatness, where he rapped, "Came in, swept the game like a storm with the flow. Take did that on God, so don't ask about about the group. He gone, we gone. Y'all can't come back. It was yet another heartfelt tribute to his late nephew, but also a firm dismissal of any hopes for a Migos comeback. As Fredro Starr once said in an interview, groups don't last forever. They're not meant to last forever.